Hi, hello, I'm depressed.
Oh my God.
No.
Hell
The Atlas here. Today we're gonna be together for a little while. Cue the evil ass music from, I don't know, some movie. Just kidding. I don't want to get copyrighted. We're gonna avoid copyrights today, darlings. Anyways, today what we're gonna do is read some creepy stories, because once again, depression is hitting. And what's better to forget about depression than some creepy stories / disturbing stories. So today we're gonna go to the Reddit Let's Not Meet, because I've always, low-key, I've always wanted to do that. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it, let's go for it. Let's roll the clip, I guess, Anyways, I don't like long introductions, so let's get into it right away. The first story is named Horror at Dubai.
Lit.
Okay, so this is a situation that happened in Dubai. Fuck, I can't fucking read. I forgot about that. Just kidding. Just kidding. Let me stop. Let me behave. Let's behave. Oh, okay. So like I said, let's, put ourselves in the mood. Horror story at Dubai. Okay, so this is a situation that happened in Dubai airport. Although I wasn't the main victim in this story, I was trying to get to the terminal in order to catch a flight out of Dubai, when I realized the taxi driver took me to the wrong terminal. Happened before. Anyways, disappointed at the fact that I was at the wrong place, I let out a fucking hell out of frustration. I get that. Let me stop. Anyways, out of frustration at myself, and decided to try and figure out where to go next. A few minutes later, 2 officers came and detained me and went off at me for swearing at an Arab woman whom I assume was somewhere around me, and a whole excuse me, this is very badly written. I'm joking, but yeah, a whole lot of insult that would have only been really offensive in Arab / Asian culture, including threats of violence, until they saw my passport, which was a Western country passport, and suddenly became polite. I don't look like I'm from the West, what can I say? However, the worst part of that hour-long ordeal was the fact that there was an Hungarian girl that came in with her dad and explained about being raped. I can't say the full word, because you know what YouTube is going to do to my video. Anyways, YouTube, I swear to fucking God, if you fucking do that to my fucking video, even though it's like, it's like my first real upload, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight real hard.
Lit.
Anyways.
Lit.
So where was I? Ah, yes.
Lit.
Only to get yelled at by the police and told to get lost. In this common experience in an authoritarian country, what would a woman do if she was attacked like this? Anyways, I'm glad I wasn't a girl at the time. Also, Dubai police, let's not meet. Okay, hold on. I want to talk about that last line real quick. Bitch really said, I'm glad I wasn't a girl at that time. Are you a girl now? Are you a girl now? Is that what's going on? I need to know. I need to know the info. Like, how... It's a throwaway account, so I probably will never get the answer, but I suppose so. Anyways, so, let's talk about it for a second. Bitch, sorry, the girl, because I suppose it's a girl now. So, the girl who mentioned this, like who's writing the story, right, was just pissed and got detained for no peculiar reason. And then learned about a grave history that's fucked up. And especially the part where the police decides, you know what? We're not going to do anything. See, that is exactly why I always say to people, do not go to Dubai. It might look beautiful in pictures, and it is beautiful there, but they do not care about your rights. So do not go to Dubai. Do not go there. And also, the way you go there is very fucked up anyways, so I do not recommend it personally. Next story, though, because, if I'm going to keep talking about that, this is going to turn from a let's not meet to a fist in the face.
Split.
I'm a very feisty bitch when it comes to people's rights. Okay. Anyways, let's go. Second story now. And the story is called An Empty House, which, if I were to suspect, either something or someone infiltrated the house. But let's not waste a second, shall we? Context. At the time, I was being pimped by my partner. So we're off to a great fucking start. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, girl. I think this is a nervous laugh, so excuse my recklessness. So, context. I was, at the time, being pimped by my partner. Okay. It was early nighttime and I was getting ready for work. There were ads posted for me on a couple of different sites. And we had snagged what we thought could be a big fish. Hold on. Backtrack. What? I'm sorry. I think I read that correctly. She's looking. Okay. So no, that makes sense. Her partner was a pimp. I just bugged on the thing for a second. I was like, was she looking for work, like regular work? And then I was like, oh wait, she's a sex worker. Anyways, back to the story. My apologies. It was early nighttime, and I was getting ready for work. There were ads posted for me on a couple different websites, and we had snagged what we thought would be a big fish. I messaged this John about half an hour before agreeing on the house goal. The house was completely across the city in a very wealthy neighborhood. The John told me to let him know when I arrived. He was working on his PC in an upstairs bedroom. That sounds suspicious.
That
sounds weird. Anyways. But again, that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. My partner and I got into the car and drove to the address provided. He always waited nearby. He always waited nearby while I worked. But when we arrived to this house, we both felt uneasy. I messaged the John that I was in the driveway to no response. I got out and started to approach the house, and my partner came with me. The door was large and made of heavy wood, with a fancy frosted glass window in the center. Oh, fancy. When I knocked, I realized it was ajar. It was opened. Oh no, that's a terrible red flag. The hairs on the back of my neck stood up as I slowly pushed the door open wide. The interior of the house confused me further. I was faced with a short hallway leading me into a grand living space. There was a beautiful fireplace in the center, complete with a crackling fire to my left. What? I'm sorry. Can I raise a question? What do you mean The fireplace is on the right. Well, on the right. For me, at least, this is the right. But the fire was on the left? What? Oh, I misread it again. I'm sorry, guys. I am so distracted. It's called ADHD. Anyways, back into character I go. The interior of the house confused me further. I was faced with a short hallway leading me into a grand living space. There was a beautiful fireplace in the center, complete with a crackling fire. To my left, I noticed a dark doorway. The strangest of all was the lack of furniture. From the front door where I stood, I could see nearly the entire living room. There wasn't even a single chair, no photos on the wall, nothing but the fire in the fireplace. I stood frozen in the doorway. My partner stepped past me into the house. I started to flee, but curiosity and fear kept me locked in place. He stepped forward and looked into the doorway to the left. He recoiled a bit and shouted, "Hello? Hello? Anybody here?" He turned to me and shoved me out of the doorway, and at this point I found my legs again and sprinted to the car. We drove in stunned silence for a moment until we stopped at a whole-night pharmacy. I asked softly, "What was in that room?" He says very slowly, "An air mattress with 2 people on it, sleeping. I hope."
That's suspicious.
Girl? Ooh. Old one.
Oh my God.
Old one, babes.
Oh,
Old
hell.
one. Old one. Old one. I asked softly, "What was in that room?" And he said very slowly, "An air mattress with 2 people on it. Sleeping, I hope." What do you mean, you hope? Is this a murder scene? Is this... Oh my God. What if it was a murder? And a... You know... And a robbery at the same time. That could be a possibility. That could be a possibility. That actually sounds terrifying. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, you're just walking into the house, looking around, and then suddenly, boom, 2 bodies on the floor in a fucking air mattress. Not even in a regular mattress, or just vibing there. They're just immobile, just laying there in a mattress. That's creepy as fuck. And what do you mean the door was opened when you arrived? Babe. Babe, no. I would have run fast. Anyways. I hope you enjoyed the story. But, let's do a thing, babes. If you like a story, a lot... just type the name of the story and rate it out of 10. Because why the fuck not? That makes more comments for me, more referencements, And also, I know what kind of story to look for next time I do one of these videos. So you let me know, babes. Also, I'm taking a second of your time to say this. I will be putting a Google form in the description of the video where you can leave your deepest, darkest stories. Or if you want to, you can leave your, your fantasies or your confession. But you gotta, select which one it is. You can make multiple if you have multiple you want to share. But I'm just letting you know that. All right, to the 5th story now. Okay, babes. This one is called The Man with Surgical Gloves. And just before we start, because I like to put a little bit of a calm time before the story. I mentioned the name of the story on my stream today before, recording. And one of my friends was like, "I'm literally wearing surgical gloves right now. This feels terrifying." And I'm like, "Well, don't worry, babe. It's not about you. But hi, hello, love you." Mwah. Anyways, to the story. The Man with the surgical gloves. This story is 100% true, and it is always it always has clipped.
It's lit.
Sorry. All right. This story was 100% true. It always has creeped me out. I think about it a lot. So that's a great start. The story is apparently true. So, even scarier for us, babes. If I wasn't standing up, I would be shaking my boots. And yes, I am standing up, babes. This ass is up. I'm sorry. I had to disengage a little bit. Anyways, about 3 years ago, I was out for a late night walk in the park. That was about 2 blocks from where I lived at the time. That's already too far, especially at night. Especially late at night. 2 blocks away from your house, girly pop, not me. I may be a 6'8" man with a bunch of muscles and some fat, but you ain't finding me out in the streets that late. Not anymore, at least. Anyways. It was a pretty safe neighborhood, so I felt comfortable walking around during the late hours. I remember it being around 3:30 in the morning. Don't ask why I was up that late or walking around during that time. Let's just say I was going through some stuff. In hindsight, I know it wasn't a smart, choice, but especially as a young woman. But anyways, I approached. What was that, girl? I don't know how to speak anymore. I am spooked to my core. I approached the park, which was lined with large bushes. There was also a street next to the park. And on the other side of the street, a large grassy field. Suddenly, I spotted a bald man carrying large objects wrapped in black plastic. He had on blue surgical gloves and a long plastic jacket. Babes, we found the murderer. Babes, this is a murder case once again. Okay. He seemed to be he seemed to be transporting these bagged items across the street from the park into the fields. I stopped and watched for a moment as he began crossing the streets again with more bagged items. He stopped when he saw me and ran towards the bushes. Okay, that's not creepy the fuck at all. What the hell?
Suspicious.
What do you mean? So he's transporting some random plastic bags. And then when he sees you, he runs into a bush. Babe, run away, you're about to get murdered. Your pussy about to be going. Anyways, I started to speed walking, and when I was about a block away, I saw him sprint across the street and hide behind a large tree. Again, all I could see was his bald head peering around the side of the tree, staring at me by this point. My heart was racing, but I kept walking quickly. And I didn't want to run because I didn't want him to know I could see him following me. My thought process was, if a lion is stalking you, it's not a good idea to run because they'll start chasing you. I just focused on staying calm and getting home safely. Finally, I reached my house and locked both the front and the back door. I tried to shake off what had happened and go to sleep. The next day was completely normal. I decided to walk to the park in the daylight when there was a lot of people around, and I checked the bushes to see if he'd be, left behind, but nothing. Later that night, I sat down to watch a movie. I decided not to go on any more late night walks after the incident. Even though nothing happened to me, it was creepy, and I realized I could have turned into a bad situation. You could have ended up on the news, sweetheart. Yeah, it's not a great idea to go out by yourself, especially at 3 in the fucking morning. Girl, you're crazy. Anyways, let's see. It was creepy, and I realized it could have turned into a bad situation. You never know what someone like that is capable of. It is it definitely seemed like I had caught him doing something suspicious. You don't say, darling. Anyways, while I was watching the movie, I got up to grab a glass of water. Oh, sorry. While I was watching a movie, I got up to grab a glass of water. My kitchen was as a small window next to the sink with a view of the backyard. I always kept the kitchen lights off at night so I could keep an eye on the yard without everyone being able to see me. So you're like me, scared of everything. Well, not really. Okay. In my case, it's not really scared of everything. It's being prepared for anything in the way that at night, when midnight hits, all lights in the house goes off. Why? Because I can peer in the outside at that time and make sure there's nobody around. Because remind you, babes, I live in the middle of nowhere. So if someone's nearby my house by midnight, that's not normal. That's not okay. So that's why I gotta keep an eye out. Anyways. When I looked into the backyard, to my surprise, I saw him standing in the middle of my yard, just staring at my house. I knew it was him because even in the dark, I could make out his pale, bald head. Moral of the story, babes, do not trust the bald-headed people. Just kidding, because I have some friends who don't have hair, so like if I say that, seriously, they're gonna kill me. I love y'all, baby. Anyways. So, I immediately cracked open the window and yelled, "Hey!" He took off running, leaving the gate to my fence wide open. Since then, I never saw the man again. I still have no idea what he was doing that night, or what his intention was/were in following me home and stalking my house. But I don't think I want to know. I would love to know, because I have this curiosity being the reader, but honestly, babes, I'm glad she didn't get snatched, because honestly, that sounded like human traffic. Can I even say that on YouTube? I don't fucking know. I know TikTok will let me through, but still, that sounded like fucking, snatching humans and selling them to the markets. Yeah, that sounded like that's what was happening. Or like organs, Yes, the instrument, the organ. Boom. Anyways. No, but for real, that was... Oof, babes, my heart feels a little heavy right now. And I am not even kidding. Like, like that one, I knew I would like that one because like the title was oddly specific. But what made me laugh each time is the way she was, portraying the man. Like, it sounded like a scary man until she kept going, his bald ass head. Hold on. Can I toggle my hair off on this? No, I can't toggle my hair off. It's well glued on. My wig cannot come off, sadly. But anyways. So what did you guys think of the story? I think it was pretty scary. I really liked it. I really wish we could have more news regarding that mysterious man, especially what was in the bags. What was he doing in the middle of the night carrying bags? Besides, what I said earlier. Or was this just all a big misunderstanding? Which I doubt it was, because he ended up stalking her and following her home. But, you leave your thoughts in the comments anyways. You're welcome to do that, darling. Anyways. Shall we move to the next story? Obviously, you want to move to the next story. We're not here to waste time, are we? Anyways. Okay, guys. The last story, but not the least, is called Weird Creepy Predator I Encountered in a Strip Club Parking Lot. That title already sends me into a chill. I'm like... What do you mean? I need more information, and we're gonna get this information as I read the story. But this is gonna be the last story. So if you haven't already, follow, subscribe, like, Anyways, let's get into it, babes. I encountered him in a strip club parking lot. I am a female in my mid-20s. I am an entertainer, and I decided to check out a few clubs a county over me. This was a couple of months ago, around 1 to 2 p.m. when I arrived at this club. It was pretty packed for the day shift, surprisingly, which is why I wanted to check it out in the first place. So I parked parked kind of far from the entrance, which probably will have its importance. Anyways, I had a couple of more places I wanted to go, so I was walking towards my car, and this man follows me in his pickup truck. Not unusual for me, so I was being polite with his small talk. Then he told me, "Do you want to have some fun?" Mind you, babes, whenever a man says that to me, blocked. Hashtag blocked. Do not ever speak to me again. Anyways. I told him no, that I had things to do. Then he insisted that I get in his car. I declined. Then he kept repeating, and I shit you not, she wrote that in caps lock. She's like, "I shit you the fuck not, babe." The whole look on his face changed. His eyes went dark and were piercing. His voice got deeper and raspier. It was like a demon took over his body. I started speed walking to the car because I was sure this man was going to hop out and throw me in his car. As I finally make it, he blocked my car and would not leave. Remind you, it is broad daylight, and he is trying this shit down near. Okay, my bad. I started reading like a bot. My bad. It is broad daylight, and he is trying this shit damn near had to hit his truck with the back of my car. Once he finally left, I got this sick feeling at the bottom of my heart/stomach. I really believed he was. I really believe he has some ropes and weapons in that trunk bed. If is no doubts. I can't read that. IRS. What does that mean? And I don't think they're talking about the tax people. So like. Oh, I really got I got like a flash vision of the things he was probably going to do to me. So creepy predator guy. Let's not meet ever again. Okay, babes. I'm sorry for the poor reading on that one, but like, Jesus Christ. So she's like an entertainer, which love that for you, babe. You know, choose your career, do whatever you want. And when she goes to a club to like check it out, see if she wants to work there, and then this guy comes out of nowhere in his fucking pickup truck, and it's like, "You sure you don't want to come with me, babe? You sure you don't want to come with me, babe?" It's like, excuse the fuck out of me. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. And the way she describes it too, I can imagine the scene. I can see a man with like a big beard, some like sunglasses on top of his head, maybe a cap, going, "Do you want to have some fun?" And then when she says no, she's like, "I will take you whether you like it or not." And it's like, excuse me, I didn't know we were in a fucking movie. I didn't know we were in a book. What is this? Book talk? I don't think so, babe. We're gonna leave. You're gonna stay here. Or you know what? Leave. Go to the next county. We don't want to see you here no more. Oh, my lord. But despite my poor, reading skills, because I feel like I read that so badly. I'm sorry. But I really wanted to read some stories, and I will get better as I keep doing that. So I will keep doing it anyways, whether you like it or not. So, what do we learn today? What is the moral of the story? First, do not go to Dubai. 2, what was the second story again? I'm joking. But 2, honestly, don't go out at night. Obviously. Especially at 3 a.m. Don't go for a fucking joyride in your fucking park next to your house. That's a terrible idea. And do not be polite to random men in their pickup trucks. They will try to snatch your ass. That's my moral. So I hope you all enjoyed your time with me. Remember to, eat, drink, stitch, and rest, and all that jazz. And find me on my social medias, link in bio, link in description probably. And yeah, also remember the Google Docs if you want to drop your stories and shit. Anyways, much love from your truly awesome host Atlas. Just kidding. I would not suck my own dick that hard. Anyways, love babes.
Just wanted to take a second to thank Ninja K90 for the beautiful gifts he gifted me through Throne. I got a liner and a cute sticker and a card. Thank you very much, Ninja. Go check him out. And also, if you want to check out my wish list, link in my bio.